Welcome to Health 2660. Here, we don't just talk about health, we tell the stories that heal. Now please listen to the story. Margaret, at 72 years of age, had always considered herself a beacon of health. Retired from a long and fulfilling career as a primary school teacher, she found herself with the precious gift of time to dedicate to her well-being. Her days unfolded in a comforting rhythm, a testament to her belief in a balanced life. Each morning, she would rise, with the sun greet the day, with a gentle stretch and a glass of lukewarm water with lemon, a ritual she'd learned from a wellness magazine years ago and sworn by ever since. Following this, she would embark on her daily walk, a brisk 30-minute stroll through the serene park near her home. The park was her sanctuary, a verdant oasis where the symphony of birdsong and the rustling of leaves provided a calming backdrop to her exercise. She'd meticulously planned her route, ensuring it incorporated both flat stretches for cardio and gentle inclines to challenge her muscles. Her diet, too, was a carefully curated masterpiece of nutrition. Breakfast was always a bowl of oatmeal, with berries and a sprinkle of flaxseed, a potent combination of fiber and antioxidants she religiously consumed. Lunch was a colorful salad, brimming with leafy greens, crunchy vegetables, and a lean protein source like grilled chicken or chickpeas. Dinner was a light yet satisfying affair, often consisting of steamed fish or baked tofu, accompanied by a medley of roasted vegetables. She avoided processed foods like the plague, diligently scrutinizing labels for hidden sugars, unhealthy fats, and artificial additives. Snacking was limited to fruits and nuts, portion controlled to prevent overindulgence. Hydration was paramount, and she carried a reusable water bottle everywhere, diligently refilling it throughout the day. She eschewed sugary drinks and sodas, opting instead for water infused with cucumber and mint or unsweetened herbal teas. And then there was the wine, the glass of red wine. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple, Margaret would pour herself a small glass of Cabernet Sauvignon. It was her ritual, her moment of relaxation, her reward for a day well lived. She had read countless articles extolling the virtues of red wine, its purported ability to lower cholesterol, protect against heart disease, and even ward off Alzheimer's. Resveratrol, the magical antioxidant found in grape skins, was her daily elixir, a seemingly harmless indulgence that she believed was contributing to her overall well-being. She savored each sip, letting the rich, fruity notes dance on her palate, feeling the tension of the day melt away with every swallow. The wine was more than just a beverage. It was a symbol of her commitment to a healthy and enjoyable life. It was a tradition she cherished, a small pleasure that she refused to relinquish. For years, this routine had served her well. She felt vibrant, energetic, and mentally sharp. Her annual checkups were always met with praise from her doctor, who commended her dedication to healthy living. She was a role model for her friends and family, a testament to the power of a balanced lifestyle. She lectured her grandchildren on the importance of fruits and vegetables, encouraged her friends to join her on her daily walks, and proudly shared her red wine ritual with anyone who would listen. She believed she had cracked the code to healthy aging, a formula that combined mindful eating, regular exercise, and the occasional indulgence. But the body, as Margaret was soon to discover, is a complex and unpredictable machine. What works in one stage of life may not necessarily work in another. As we age, our metabolism slows down, our organs become less efficient, and our bodies become more sensitive to the effects of certain substances. What was once a harmless pleasure can gradually morph into a silent threat. One seemingly ordinary morning, Margaret awoke with a start. A wave of dizziness washed over her, leaving her disoriented and unsteady. She reached for the bedside table, her hand trembling as she grasped for her glasses. The room spun around her, the familiar furniture blurring into an indistinguishable mess. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and waited for the sensation to subside. But it persisted, a persistent and unsettling reminder that something was amiss. As she attempted to sit up, a wave of fatigue washed over her, leaving her feeling weak and drained. She stumbled to the bathroom, splashed cold water on her face, and stared at her reflection in the mirror. Her skin was pale, her eyes were bloodshot, and her face was etched with lines of exhaustion. She looked like a ghost of her former self. She attributed her condition to a restless night's sleep. Perhaps she had overexerted herself during her walk the previous day. Perhaps she was coming down with a cold. She dismissed her symptoms as temporary and resolved to take it easy. She skipped her morning walk, brewed a cup of strong coffee, and settled into her favorite armchair with a book. But the dizziness and fatigue lingered, casting a dark cloud over her day. She found it difficult to concentrate, her mind wandering aimlessly. She felt irritable and restless, unable to shake off the feeling that something was fundamentally wrong. Later that day, as she was preparing dinner, she experienced a strange, fluttering sensation in her chest. Her heart skipped a beat, then another, then another. She gasped for air, clutching her chest in panic. The fluttering subsided as quickly as it had begun, leaving her shaken and breathless. She sat down heavily on a kitchen chair, her heart pounding in her ears. She knew deep down that this was not just a temporary ailment. This was a warning sign, a message from her body that she could no longer ignore. The next morning, she made an appointment with her doctor. She recounted her symptoms, describing the dizziness, fatigue, and the unsettling fluttering in her chest. Her doctor listened attentively, his expression growing increasingly concerned. He ordered a battery of tests, including blood work, an electrocardiogram, ECG, and a stress test. Margaret underwent the tests with a mixture of anxiety and apprehension. She knew that something was wrong, but she desperately hoped that it was nothing serious. The results came back a few days later. Her doctor summoned her to his office and delivered the news with gentle compassion. Margaret had high blood pressure and early signs of an irregular heartbeat, a condition known as atrial fibrillation. The news hit her like a ton of bricks. High blood pressure, irregular heartbeat. These were conditions that afflicted the elderly, the sedentary, the unhealthy. Surely they couldn't be affecting her, the epitome of health and vitality. Her doctor explained that while her lifestyle was generally healthy, there was one factor that was likely contributing to her condition: her nightly glass of wine. He explained that after the age of 60, the body processes alcohol differently. The liver becomes less efficient at breaking down alcohol, leading to higher blood alcohol levels. Even small amounts of alcohol can raise blood pressure, interfere with medications, and disrupt sleep patterns. He emphasized that while red wine may have some health benefits in moderation for younger adults, those benefits often diminish with age, and the risks can outweigh the rewards. Margaret was shocked and dismayed. The very thing she thought was protecting her heart was actually harming it. Her nightly ritual, her moment of relaxation, had become a silent enemy. She felt betrayed by her own body. by the conflicting information she had read and by her own misguided beliefs. "But I thought red wine was good for the heart," she protested, her voice trembling with disbelief. Her doctor nodded sympathetically. "That's a common misconception," he replied. "While red wine contains antioxidants that may be beneficial, the alcohol itself can have detrimental effects, especially as we age. It's a matter of balancing the potential benefits against the known risks." He explained that her high blood pressure and irregular heartbeat could increase her risk of stroke, heart attack, and other serious complications. He urged her to stop drinking alcohol immediately and prescribed medication to help manage her blood pressure and regulate her heart rhythm. Margaret left the doctor's office, feeling deflated and confused. She had always prided herself on her healthy lifestyle, but now she realized that she had been unknowingly sabotaging her own well-being. The red wine, her trusted companion, had turned into a deceptive foe. She felt a mixture of anger, disappointment, and fear. She was angry at herself for being so naive, disappointed that her health was declining, and fearful of the future. The thought of giving up her nightly glass of wine was daunting. It was a habit she had cultivated for years, a ritual that had become deeply ingrained in her daily routine. She couldn't imagine her evenings without it, but she knew she had to make a change. Her health was at stake, and she was determined to do whatever it took to regain control. That evening, instead of pouring herself a glass of red wine, Margaret brewed a cup of chamomile tea. The aroma was soothing, but the taste was bland and unsatisfying compared to the rich, fruity notes of her beloved Cabernet Sauvignon. She sipped the tea slowly, trying to appreciate its calming effects. But she couldn't shake off the feeling of deprivation. She missed the warmth, the relaxation, and the sense of contentment that the wine had always provided. In the days that followed, Margaret struggled to adjust to her new alcohol-free lifestyle. She experienced withdrawal symptoms, including headaches, insomnia, and irritability. She craved the taste of wine, the familiar buzz, and the sense of relaxation it provided. She found herself reaching for the bottle several times, only to stop herself at the last moment. She reminded herself of the doctor's warning of the risks to her health and of her commitment to change. She sought support from her friends and family. She confided in them about her diagnosis and her struggle to quit drinking. They offered her encouragement, understanding, and practical tips for coping with her cravings. Her daughter suggested that she try meditation to help manage her stress and anxiety. Her son recommended that she explore new hobbies to fill the void left by her nightly wine ritual. Margaret decided to take their advice. She downloaded a meditation app and began practicing mindfulness exercises every evening. She joined a book club and rediscovered her love of reading. She took up gardening and found solace in nurturing her plants. She explored new herbal teas and discovered a variety of delicious and healthy alternatives to her beloved red wine. Slowly but surely, Margaret began to feel better. The withdrawal symptoms subsided, her energy returned, and her mood improved. She found that meditation helped her to manage her stress and anxiety, while her new hobbies provided her with a sense of purpose and fulfillment. She discovered that she could relax and enjoy her evenings without relying on alcohol. She also made changes to her sleep routine. She established a regular bedtime and wake-up time, created a relaxing bedtime ritual, and made sure her bedroom was dark, quiet, and cool. She avoided caffeine and alcohol before bed and engaged in calming activities like reading or taking a warm bath. As a result, her sleep quality improved significantly. She woke up feeling refreshed and energized, ready to tackle the day ahead. After a few months, Margaret returned to her doctor for a follow-up appointment. He was pleased with her progress. Her blood pressure had lowered, her heart rhythm had stabilized, and she felt stronger and more energetic than she had in years. He commended her for her commitment to change and encouraged her to continue her healthy lifestyle. It wasn't about giving up joy, Margaret said, reflecting on her journey. It was about giving my heart the peace it quietly needed. She had learned that true health is not just about avoiding illness. It's about nurturing your body, mind, and spirit. It's about making conscious choices that support your well-being and finding joy in the simple things in life. Now, Margaret shares her story with others, hoping to inspire them to take control of their health and make positive changes in their lives. She volunteers at a local senior center, where she leads workshops on healthy, aging stress management, and mindful living. She speaks to community groups about the dangers of excessive alcohol consumption and the importance of listening to your body's signals. She is a living testament to the power of resilience, determination, and self-care. Her message is simple. It's never too late to make a change. Even small daily habits like that one glass of wine can make a big difference in your overall health. By being mindful of your choices, listening to your body, and seeking support when you need it, you can live a longer, healthier, and more fulfilling life, and you can do it without sacrificing joy. You just need to find joy in different ways that nourish your body, mind, and soul, rather than slowly poisoning them. The quiet peace that comes with knowing you are truly caring for yourself is she has found far more satisfying than any fleeting buzz. Health 2660 thanks you for listening. We'll see you in the next video, and until then, be kind to yourself.